Orimonk.
Hello! In this tutorial, we'll teach you how to play Cannibal World, a card game recommended for players 14 and older for 2 to 4 players with an approximate duration of 15 to 45 minutes. The goal of the game is to defeat the enemy faction completely. Setup. First, choose your faction and take its corresponding cards and habitat.
For the first game, we recommend playing with the pre-built decks of Cats and the Rejects.
Choose one of your cards and place it face down to the side of your play area to create the reinforcement deck. If this is your first time playing, the manual will show you which card to use as reinforcements for the pre-built decks. Place your habitat card in your play area and put your main deck next to it. Set the tokens to the side, and each player places 3 tokens on their habitat. The starting player places 2 tokens, and their opponent places 4. Draw 6 cards from your main deck. If you don't like your hand, you may return all 6 cards, shuffle, and draw a new set of 6. Cards. There are 2 types of cards in this game. Creature cards. These are played on the table to fight. Each creature has a health value and may have 1 or 2 abilities. Action cards. These are used instantly and then discarded. They do not have a health value.
Each card also has a rank and a required value for deck customization.
Player turn. On your turn, perform the following phases in order. Draw phase. Draw 1 card. If you have fewer than 3 cards, draw until you have 3. You can either draw from the main deck or look through the reinforcement deck and pick a card. If your reinforcement deck is empty, move the top card of your main deck to start a new reinforcement deck. Main phase. You may spend 1 meat token per action to do any of the following. Play a creature. Place a creature in either the cover zone or the hunting zone. If the creature is a leader, playing it is free. Play an action card. Spend 1 meat token to activate an action card, or 2 to activate both. Then discard it. Activate an ability. Use the creature's ability from your play area. Move a creature. Move a creature from your cover zone to your hunting zone. Start a combat. Choose a creature from your hunting zone to attack one of your opponent's creatures. If your opponent has no creatures in their hunting zone or they are stunned, you may attack their cover zone.
Ransack the enemy habitat.
If your opponent has no creatures in either zone, you may remove 1 token from their habitat. You can only do this once per turn.
During the first turn of the first player, ransacking is not allowed.
Draw a card. Draw an additional card from your main or reinforcement deck. Recover a stunned creature. Untap a stunned creature, making it available again. During your opponent's turn, you may spend 2 meat tokens to dodge or combat an assault ability. Stunned creatures cannot dodge.
Activate a tactical ability by spending 1 meat token. Activate triggered abilities if their triggered condition is met.
Abilities. There are 4 ability categories. They are divided by colors, and each one has its own characteristics. Cover abilities. They can be activated on your turn from your cover zone or your hand. Assault abilities. When activated, resolve their effect first and then start combat. These can be used from your play area or your hand. Choose an enemy creature in their hunting zone. If there are no creatures or they are stunned, select one from their cover zone. Stunned creatures can be attacked. Tactical abilities. These can be used during combat. Triggered abilities. Activate at any time when their activation condition is met. When activated, these abilities are resolved immediately. They don't cost you tokens. Instead, they are covered with tokens from the general reserve. Combat. To start a combat, you must declare an attack or activate an assault ability. Pay 1 meat token or cover the assault ability to begin combat. If you used an assault ability, resolve its effect first. Your opponent can spend 2 meat tokens to avoid the assault or the combat. They may spend 4 meat tokens to avoid both, but will have no actions left for their turn. So choose what is more convenient.
The attacker may activate a tactical ability. Then the defender may do the same. Any tactical ability from any creature on the field can be used, not just those in combat.
Both creatures deal damage equally to their strength value. If a creature takes damage equal to or greater than its health, it dies and is discarded. Damage is permanent and is tracked with damage tokens. Covered abilities do not refresh each turn. They remain permanently covered, so use them wisely. End of the game. You win the game if you raid 3 times the habitat of your opponent or defeat all of their creatures. Cannibal World is a competitive card game with 4 pre-built decks and a total of 200 cards, allowing you to customize decks to match your playstyle. It also features a 2v2 team mode, so you can team up with friends for even more strategic battles. And that's it for this tutorial on how to play Cannibal World. Are you ready to fight for survival in this ruthless post-apocalyptic world?
Orimonk